Well, hi everyone. Right, now it's time for a new tool accessory. Now what I'm talking about is an accessory for this guy. Many of you have bought this grinding pen over the last couple of years, and the feedback I've been getting is overwhelmingly positive that it's an amazingly useful tool. Now, because when you get it, you just get one grinding head. It's this guy, this one. That's the grinding head you get in the box. Now, of course, over time, you may want to replace that, or maybe even have different kind of sanding and grinding jobs, which is where this tungsten pack comes in very, very handy. And many of you have bought this pack as an accessory to the actual pen itself. Absolutely fine. They all work beautifully well, particularly the one with the sharp point on it. I think many of you have using that as a possible drill attachment. But I was thinking, let me think, probably a couple of months ago, I think I was doing some kind of modifications to a kit part, and even with the different shapes in this pack, they weren't accurate enough, and also they were too big. Miles too big for the kind of application I was trying to grind. I think I had an area which I wanted to sand and grind off something very, very fine and very accurate, and even the one with a pointy end still wasn't accurate enough for me. What I really wanted was a grinding head that had maybe a particular shape, and I couldn't find one with a 3 millimeter shaft, because most grinding devices tend to be quite large. Even though this one is quite compact, the actual grinding head is quite large. Has applications, absolutely, of course. What about when you're trying to do something with more accuracy and also with, I guess, more control? And that's what I've been trying to find for the last couple of months. Any of you that watch many of these videos, you'll know that what I always do is look at, obviously, around in scale modeling first, but often I look at allied fields for any kind of accessory or tool which could help me to do whatever I need to do. Often I'll come to a point in a kit build or a scratch build, whatever it is, and I go, oh, wouldn't it be great if I could do this? Wouldn't it be great if there was a tool if that did this? And often that's how I find some of the more unusual tools which you'll see on the store. And of course, many of them aren't really designed for model makers. They're various other industries. Cosmetics, electronics is a favourite to look at. The one I'm going to show you today has come out of dentistry. That's an area I do pay quite a lot of attention to. I go a lot of trade shows, look for new tools, anything that's new in dentistry, because often they have tools which are sanders and grinders, and also shapers when they're shaping teeth and other dentures, these kind of things. So I was looking around for very, very fine and very small grinding heads, or grinding burrs, as I think the industry calls them, and that's what I want to show you today. So I'm going to need this guy. So let's put him aside. So what I'm talking about, let me just reach over for them, because there's a few different ones in the packs, are these guys. So let me just choose one. And I'll just bring it in fact, I'll take the cap off, which will be easier for you guys to see. So let me just show you these guys. Now these are sanding, grinding, shaping burrs, which come out of dentistry. These are stuck on the end of that drill we all hate the sound of, for shaping. Shaping teeth, or any kind of denture. Now I've been testing these for the last couple of months, and they work amazingly well for scale modelers, and I'll show you. We'll see a demo in a second. What I really like is these packs come in with different sizes and different shapes, as you can see. As I said earlier, I wanted ideally something very small, but also a particular shape on the head. And when I come across these guys, searching various websites, I thought that's perfect. I think in the end I went for something like this guy in the end. So I wanted a roundish head, just to touch something, just to grind an area off. But as you can see, all of the different shapes could have massive amounts of different applications, depending on what you guys want to do with your either your kit builds, modifications, scratch building. You know, the applications could be endless. But as you can see, there's not just one pack. That's just one of I think there's 8 in the series. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 8 in the series. What I've done is I've looked at the entire range, and there are more than 8 in these kinds of burr packs. I think you call them. But I've looked for ones which I think give us model makers the most versatility. So that's that one. I just want to go through them all and just show you the different shaped heads which you can actually get in these packs. Well, that one could particularly, you know, there may be some shapes there which may be ideal for your application. That's 2. Let me show you this guy. And this shape, for instance, this one with a flat head, for instance, that could be ideal for your application, or various, I guess, lengths of to grind or shape a particular part. You might feel that this is perfect because it's slightly longer than this one, because that's more of an application for your particular needs. Because that's why that's how I've sort of been going through the set, is looking for what I feel are ideal permutations and different kinds of grinding heads, for us modelers. That's number 4. Here's another set with, again, a different set of heads. I think probably the best way to approach it is to have a look at all of the different packs, and then kind of decide. There may be one pack which fulfills all of your needs, but you might feel that there are maybe 1 or 2 packs which are ideal for you. So I put together on the side, you'll see a drop-down menu where you can choose all of the different packs, and then have a look at an image, a close-up image, and then decide which one or which several of these packs are ideal for your application. Like these guys, for instance, that kind of size of grinder. If you want to go down to that level of accuracy, these guys will do it for you. What I would say as well, these are all diamond burrs, so the performance on these guys is absolutely amazing. And this set in particular might be ideal for you guys who do very, very small scale modeling. The heads on these guys are literally 0.1, 0.2 maybe of a millimeter. If that's the level of accuracy you want to get with your shaping, then that particular pack might be for you. Okay, so how do you use these new precision grinding heads? Many of you have got this guy, and you've also bought the adapter. This adapter here. Let me just get it out the box. This guy, very, very useful, because it in effect takes the chuck size of the grinding pen, which is 3 millimeters, down to 2.35. 2.35 is a very popular diameter for shafts on a whole range of different kinds of grinding heads, polishing. The list goes on. Many of you have got this adapter because it's very useful for that. You may have a lot of those heads knocking around in a box somewhere, and this adapter gives you total control, because you can then put in whatever you like, either a 3 mil from the actual pack itself, take this down to 2.35, and you have the versatility. What I would say with these guys is, in an ideal world, they would be 2.35, but they're not, unfortunately, because of their size. And I was looking for something obviously small for our application. The shaft size on these guys is 1.6 millimeters, so it will not fit into the existing chuck, and certainly not with the adapter, because that's 2.35. It just wouldn't fit. So I thought, okay, is it possible to get an adapter for the adapter? So I had a look around, and as luck would have it, of course there is, and this is what comes in this little baggie here. So when you buy a pack of the heads, you also get this little adapter. What I would say is, what you don't get is the 2.35. You will need this guy as well if you want to go down this first route. So you'll need this adapter, the 2.35. I'll link to this in the description so you can find it. If you already have this, of course, happy days, you're fine. But you will need this adapter if you don't have it already to go with the pen. So that goes into the chuck itself. Then what I do is put the head I want to use. So that goes into the new adapter, yeah, and then that goes into the end of the device. Now I do it that way because what can happen is this guy can fall inside the pen itself, which of course you don't want to happen. You can get it out. It's not a massive problem. If it did happen, where is it? I just use a little screwdriver just to fish it out. Well, I do, but I would advise you to do it this way. So, you know, take the adapter, the 1.6 adapter, put whichever head you want in, so you've got something to grip, and then load that into the pen. And what I tend to do is not push it all the way in. I like to have it sort of there, if you like, just sort of sticking out the end, just so I can see where it is. Let me get my Allen key, and then tighten the whole thing. Up. It just saves. I had issues with dropping it into the machine quite a lot until I hit on. That's the way to do it. Is to put the head into the collet first and then into the device, and that is nice and solid. Then ready to go. And as you can see, that's one of the larger ones. You can go even smaller with various different shapes. And if I switch him on, that's how you would use these new precision grinding heads with this pen. Now there is obviously an alternative, so let's do that. So let's take this guy out. So that's the head and that's the 1.6 collet, which comes with a pack, don't forget, and that's a 1.6 head. So let's put that away. Yeah, let's put that down for a second so we don't get confused. So let's take the 2.35 adapter out. Now many of you have its big brother, one of these, which again many of you have found extremely useful because it has a chuck which is really versatile and really kind of universal for a lot of different drill bits, sanding bits. I think a lot of you have used it for that level of accuracy. The interesting thing, of course, it's got a 3mm shaft on this, so it goes straight into the end of the pen. If I undo my little grub screw a bit more, it goes straight into the end, like that. Let me just tighten it up, and that then gives you even more versatility with the actual pen, pen itself. Now, what I thought was, okay, if you do happen to have a pen with a small adapter, then this range is you can just buy that straight away and use it. If you don't, obviously you have to buy an adapter as well to use this range of new precision grinding heads. Well, will the heads fit in this guy? And the answer is yes, they will. So let me just tighten this a little bit, because I need to go down to 1.6 mil. That's probably too far. Yes, it is. Let me just do that. That should fit. No, it won't. Let's go a bit further. Let's try a little bit bigger. There it is. And then tighten this guy up when I get it in the middle. There. Ooh, it's dropped in. Hang on. There it is. And then tighten that guy. Go. That's nice and solid. The actual head is nice and solid. So that would be how you would use these things in if you happen to have one of these large adapters. And off it goes. Very stable. I've used this on various kinds of plastics, etc., 3D printed parts. Depends on what you already have. Obviously, if you don't have one of these pens, then you have the complete choice. You could get a pen and one of these. You get a pen and the adapter, and then you can buy whichever groups of these heads you need for your application. It depends if you feel that is still very, very accurate for you. For me, sometimes it feels a little bit top heavy for some more applications. It feels like it's a little bit too much, which is why I go back to the smaller adapter, and then use the smaller adapter again, and then put a head in, as you saw earlier. That's my preferred workflow. That's my preferred way of using this guy. But if you do have one of these already, you can absolutely use all of these range of precision heads in this chuck, because it will go down to 1.6. So that's how I've been approaching it. So let me get a little bit of plastic, which of course I've forgotten to find before I actually start this video. So let's just use my trusty snow speeder and just give you a little bit of a demo. So let's get him going. So for instance, if I wanted to grind something quite small, like him for instance, clearly these grinding heads are not going to cut that, because they're way too big. Whereas this guy, absolutely. And of course, it just happens to be the right shape for that particular part. So all I'm doing is rotating it slightly and letting the actual diamond burr do the work for me. And there you go. There you can see there's. Let me just stop that. And you can see there's a bit of styrene on the end of that. But you can see, depending on the shape you want, you can match the head, the length, to the exact application that you want for your particular kind of model making. Whether it's a kitchen to modify, scratch building, dioramas, the list goes on. And I've been using these for various kinds of things. I often talk about the small scale car kits I make, and all the details on some of the sci-fi stuff. These have come into their own, because when I want to go in and take some maybe styrene off, or do a change to whatever it is, usually when I'm putting electrics in, I need to make a change. These guys are just overkill. In effect, they were removing too much of the plastic, and they weren't accurate enough, which is really how I came to this particular set of heads. As I said, I spent a bit of time thinking about what groups of sizes and shapes you might like. So if I go back to this guy for instance, these shapes, different lengths here. If you have something to reach into and grind the interior of that across that full length, how would you do it with a large grinding head? It simply wouldn't be possible. Now it is, because you can reach in and grind whatever you need to, literally millimeters or fractions of a millimeter, if that's the kind of accuracy you're actually looking for. And I just looked around for different kinds of heads. If I go back to this particular set, for instance, amazingly accurate. The accuracy would be astonishing on your models with these kinds of grinding heads. The actual diamond burr is it's right on the tip there. That's less than a mil. It's fractions and so on with these kinds of applications. My intention is to extend the range over time. I've seen other kinds of sets like this, but I wanted to sort of start with a fairly wide range. I imagine many of you will go through the list, look at the image, and go, "Yep, that one's for me," and that's the set you'll get. Or you may want 2 or 3 sets, depending on what kind of models you make and what kind of grinding and shaping you actually want to do. I think it's something that might find certainly a home for many of you if you've been struggling with larger grinding heads or trying to do things manually. This guy might actually this range of heads might actually do it for you and really transform how you approach really accurate and precision shaping. Really, if you're trying to sand something, anything like that. I mean, literally, if you are struggling to shape or sand smaller parts in your models, and let's be honest, we've all been there. But I think this could be the ultimate tool for you. These Modellers Precision Burs. they aren't designed specifically for dentistry, but I've been using them in earnest for the last couple of months, and they are absolutely fine for our application. It's really the head size. I think that's the whole thing. It's to achieve sort of pinpoint precision, for accurate details, ensuring every part on your model is sort of flawless. There's a huge range of these, as I said, including the adapter. So just to reiterate, you do get, where is he? Is it in the pen? No, it's not. Where have I put him? I put him down somewhere, and he's so small. There he is. There he is. You get the adapter with each pack. But as I just to reiterate, if you have the pen and you don't have the 2.35 adapter, the small one, you will need one of those, or one of the large ones. It depends on which way around which approach you want to make to your particular kind of application. I think that's the best way of sort of phrasing it. So those are the new Modellers Precision Burs. Those are on the store right now. As always, if you have any questions, any queries, do come back to me. And of course, keep on modelling.